it going to be? This is it, Lamar! Oh my God! My brain's going to explode. My brain's going to explode. There's something sinister afoot, absolutely.
Hello, everybody, and welcome into the Slightly Biased Show here at the incredible Haymaker Studios on the Haymaker Network. If you're not subscribed to the Haymaker Network, link down in description. Click it and go there and follow it. If you have not liked this stream, do so. It is really one of the best ways to help a young channel grow and blossom, guys, is liking the stream. It populates. YouTube realizes, oh my God, people like this. People love it even. They should add a love button. Because sometimes you like a video and sometimes you love a video. Most of you guys love it. Chitely, I love you. Fuck off. Also, I want to shout out our Dallas Cowboys fans in the chat. The One Star Podcast by Haymaker. KT, Kevin Turner. You guys saw him on the Lucaholics video. There you go. Go check it out. Cowboy stuff. The draft is right around the corner, guys. And let me tell you one thing. I am as educated as it can possibly get when it comes to the NFL draft. I think the Cowboys should draft Javonte Smith. He's my number one prospect right now, Javonte Smith. Hopefully the Cowboys are able to grab him at 12. So if you guys want to go check that out, go check that out. There you go. The One Star Podcast. Today we got a lot to talk about. Let me tweet out that I'm live because I forgot to do so. Folks, I am live. I am live and alive. Great show today. What should I say, chat? Great show today. Epstein Sports Blog. Winter Olympics. Letterboxd update. Some of you guys love that. Did you really mean that? Great show? Okay show. Okay show today. Actually, you never know. Could be great. Real potential. Real potential. Letterboxd update and potential.
The
finals?
Best and most big and beautiful show.
The biggest and best show ever, folks are saying it's the best stream ever. Every stream is the best stream they've ever seen. Potential finals matchup last night between Spurs and Pistons? Question mark, question mark, question mark. Link below. Folks, that's how you do it. That's how you get in the algorithm. That simple, that easy. So let's start. We missed our tank commander slightly last game and one coincidence. And I'm going to be real. I don't know if I'm going to stream the Mavs game tonight either. I am just so uninterested, dude. So uninterested. I watched it. I feel badly. And let's just start here with this little tank debate. Actually, no, we're not going to talk about tanking. But I just want to say this as like a fan. It really sucks when you get to this point where it's like, okay, I don't care about my team right now. I don't want them to win. I feel badly when they win. I watch a game like the Mavs played a few nights ago against the Indiana Pacers. PJ Washington has his best game in, all season, in months, it really feels like. And I'm left thinking, instead of being like, oh, good for PJ, good for PJ Washington. He's playing well, which is the reaction you should have. I'm instead like, okay, you couldn't have done that earlier. When we were trying to win, you couldn't have done this. You had to play as poorly as you did a few years ago, a few months ago. Like, you know what I'm saying? I feel badly about that. And then I'm watching Chris Middleton. I'm like, yo, this is kind of sick. Chris Middleton is playing on the Mavs. Like, this is kind of cool. But at the same time, he's helping us win games. I don't really want to do that. So what does that mean for us? You don't want to watch Chris Middleton's playmaking leap? It's not a leap. It's not a leap. Chris Middleton has always been a good playmaker, right? Like that's kind of been the thing. It's always been something he's been very underrated about. But what we're going to talk about today is I can't believe this isn't a bigger story. This Jeffrey Epstein sports blog is fucking hilarious, and I cannot believe that it has not become a bigger story. I can't believe it hasn't just gripped the nation.
You're our hero. This is what we need.
I get. I'll explain why it's not that big of a story, but it is still hilariously funny. Obviously, like the whole sex trafficking thing is not funny at all. But I'm just saying the fact that Jeffrey Epstein had a sports blog at some point is kind of funny. We'll talk about the Winter Olympics, Pistons Spurs, potential finals preview, maybe last night. That was a really, really fun game. God, I love watching Victor Wembanyama play basketball. I just do, and I know he didn't even have that great of a game. What did Cade go? 5 of 25? Something like that. But still, man. Still. I love watching Victor Wembanyama play the game of basketball. It's one of those weird things with him where it's like, yes, all the advanced stats and defensive metrics show you how great this guy is, but you still almost have to watch to appreciate it, right? He only cares because he talked about the Mavs. It is funny in general, this whole concept. But yes, it is funny that the Mavs were one of the posts. And I'm not entirely sure that one was real. We'll talk about it more. Let's start with the Letterbox update. Some of you guys like this. We'll go real quick here. I've got 4 new movies. 4 new movies here to discuss and go over. 10 Things I Hate About You. Did I talk about this movie with you guys? Pretty good rom-com, funny. Heath Ledger was great in it. What was his accent in this movie? I couldn't quite pin it down. It was kind of bizarre.
Nobody knows.
Was he Australian? Was that like a thing in this movie?
He was Australian. He was American in that movie.
Okay, yes. So that was what I couldn't quite come to grips with what the accent was there, but okay. Julia Stiles was great. Yeah, this is a fun little cute little rom-com movie. Nothing more, nothing less, right? So that's good. When Harry Met Sally, I finally watched this. This is a fucking masterpiece of a film. I gave this a 5-star, a true 5-star rating. Now, obviously, it is hilarious watching Billy Crystal be 40 years old and in college, and it is funny watching like it's the Arrested Development meme where it's her. That's how I felt with Billy Crystal. I'm like him, like bring these type of rom-coms back where these guys are not hot. And they are just not very good-looking guys. But you know what? It works, though, because you're rooting for him, and he's funny, and you relate to him, okay? You relate to him. And Meg Ryan was great in this, too. This is a 10 out of 10. This is the best rom-com that has ever existed. I know that's not an unpopular opinion. I know that's not, like, some new groundbreaking thing. But this just does it perfectly. And rest in peace, Rob Reiner. Don't people credit this as being like one of the first rom-coms to like really?
I mean, it's the breakthrough, yeah, for sure.
Slightly saying he relates to a 40-year-old makes sense. Yeah, okay. But still, though, this movie starts with Billy Crystal in college, and you're like, dude, what the fuck? Like, this is the most un-20-year-old that's ever existed.
Everyone in 1980, though, looked like they were 40.
That's true.
Other than Meg Ryan, I guess.
That is true. And Meg Ryan, you fall for him, man. You feel for Billy Crystal. You're like, get in there. And then part of where I'm like in this movie, I'm like, really, Billy Crystal? Like, you and Meg Ryan are just going to be this platonic friendship forever. Yeah, right, buddy. In reality, if a guy like Billy Crystal, right, someone who looked like Billy Crystal, Meg Ryan was giving him the time of day. Yeah, right, pal. Yeah, right. So anyways, we do support ugly. Shout out to Billy Crystal. God, that sounds so mean. He's really not ugly. But I'm saying like in terms of oh my God. Wuthering Heights is one of the most garbage piece of shit movies we've seen in quite some time. Seriously. And I've never read the book. I'm not familiar with any of the adaptations. I don't think I've seen any of the adaptations. I know one of them was really good. This is one of the biggest piece of shit movies in quite some time. And this goes beyond like the male gaze thing. Oh, it's not for males. It's not for men. You just have the male gaze. But whatever. This movie is horribly bad. I don't want to like spoil any of it because I guess it just came out pretty recently. But dude, like I'm trying to figure out my disdain for this movie without spoiling too much of it. It's a very old story.
Yeah, please don't spoil the 100-year-old book.
Well, I guess this movie ends halfway through the book, right? Anyways, the movie ends. All right, fuck it. I'll spoil it. If you don't want to get it spoiled, plug your ears for a little bit. Margot Robbie and Jacob Elordi, both absolutely batshit insane human beings, right? Which I guess is how it is in the book. I don't get the Jacob Elordi one because he looks like fucking Frankenstein for half this movie. Long hair, looks like a brute. That's the whole point of it. And then Margot Robbie goes away. She marries this rich man, whatever. And Jacob Elordi leaves and comes back and is filthy rich, and they don't explain it ever. And I know that's like kind of the mystery. We don't know how he got rich, but it's like, what happened? And then not only that, but Jacob Elordi goes from being this like kind of quiet brute to now he's back and he's the most disgusting, vile piece of shit human being you've ever seen. It's like, what just happened? What the fuck just happened? And this movie's like, obviously it's a Emerald Fennell movie. So obviously it's like super kinky and you're like, what is going on exactly? I don't understand this at all. This is like trying to be a softcore porno and it is just not resonating whatsoever. And then the movie ends, Margot Robbie dies. Horrible death. Blood leaking into the hallway from sepsis, I think. She has a miscarriage. And one thing I didn't really understand in this movie, her friend, I forgot her name, her friend who's like also her maid or something. I didn't really understand that dynamic, but she like in a roundabout way killed her. I did not understand what was going on there. I feel like they did not land the plane on that character. I get what they were going for with the maid character, but it really did not hit. And then the movie ends and then like Jacob Elordi's crying over Margot Robbie's body. Mind you, Jacob Elordi has taken Margot Robbie's sister-in-law and is chained her up and she's pretending to be a dog. This happens in the movie. You have to watch it. It truthfully is like, what the fuck's happening? Why is she barking like a dog? And Jacob Elordi's got her on a leash.
So bullet pointed review here. Worst movie of all time.
Worst movie I've seen since War of the Worlds.
But you must watch it.
No, you must not watch it. See, like, and here's the thing. On my Letterboxd, I did not give it a like. So, because I did not enjoy it at all. I will say, War of the Worlds, almost you do have to see it. You do almost have to see it. Does it have furries in this movie? They should have just put furries in. Like, let's just go for it. Like, let's make this a modern movie and Jacob Elordi is a furry. That would have been like, oh, okay. All right, I guess we're just going for something different and new here.
I just got an email, says we just lost our shot at a Wuthering Heights sponsorship.
That's a shame. We were pretty close on that one. That really is a shame.
They were working on that for months.
Yeah, my bad, guys. No, but and the movie ends, and mind you, these two are the biggest piece of shit humans, right? Like they suck. And the movie ends, Margot Robbie dies. Low key, it's one of those where you're like, well, maybe she deserved it, right? And then Jacob Elordi's crying over her body, and I'm like, I don't feel badly at all here. Is this supposed to be some emotional moment? And then there's a childhood flashback at the end. Like it felt like they thought that they landed the plane here, or they could have been like this childhood flashback. All you'll hear in the theaters is, all I heard was. Someone was playing Clash of Clans. Like, yeah, someone was scrolling TikTok. Like, we were all done with it by the end of it. So one of the worst movies I've seen, honestly, in the theater quite some time. It didn't even get like the theater boost for me. And then I also watched Eternity. This was a cute little movie. They got a lot of romance movies, huh? I guess we're really going in for February. This was a fun little movie. Cute, kind of made me thinking, what would my eternity be? Like, don't want to spoil the movie too much, but you die and you have to choose the eternity that you're in forever. And, there's a bunch of different ones. From what I understood, you don't get to just like craft one in your imagination. You have to like choose a predisposed one. So, you had beach, you had, the beach one looked terrible. Beach, do people go to the beach every day? I feel like that would actually suck. Every day for the rest of your life, you're at the beach. Mountain resort one, I don't know. What would my eternity be? Streaming to chat all the time? That sounds like hell more than anything else. That's like a purgatory punishment type of thing. Versus like Black Phone 2 was the worst recently for me. I never saw Black Phone 1, but yeah, that was my quick little letterbox update. Some romance movies. I can't believe how bad Wuthering Heights was. Go to a Mavs game all the time. Yeah, that's not. The idea behind it was the eternity is good. It's where you choose to go to live out the rest of eternity. Your team's all being good. I really don't know. It had me thinking, what would it be? Am I like a trash piece of shit human being where I am thinking in this process where like, yeah, sure, going to the beach every day will be fun. Going to the mountain, being in the mountains and going skiing every day, sure, whatever. But like, do I get like a couple days where I get to chill? Like, is there like a lazy eternity where it's like, yeah, every 3 days a week, I just don't leave my apartment. That's my eternity is there's a train station right below my apartment, and I live in an apartment, not a house. An apartment, train station below, also attached to a grocery store. So I live on top of a grocery store, and there's a a train station that there's a stop right below as well. And I can kind of go wherever I want. I'm in a walkable town, city. That's sort of what I envision. So anyway, that was a Letterboxd update. Yeah. What are the movies out right now? Primate? Have any of you guys seen that? I heard it was actually good. The Scary Movie 8 movie. I heard it was pretty good. And also, speaking of apes, I have been monitoring the Punch situation. I can't do it. I can't do those videos where the little monkey's getting bullied and having to run to his little plushie toy. I cannot do it. I get no enjoyment out of it.
That's not your eternity.
That's not my eternity. It makes me feel sad. And then there's people who are like, oh, well, this is part of their nature. And I'm like, okay. Texas Eurostep, welcome to the Slightly Delusional Club. All right, so a couple of announcements, actually. Thank you for doing that because support the channel, obviously. But two, help me lead into something. I know I've said this a trillion times, but this time I mean it. I am working on a membership program that makes sense for you guys to where, as of right now, you become a member of the channel, nothing happens, right? I am working on something that will give you some benefit and it'll make some sense. Okay. Also, starting next week, I don't know if we'll be in the studio 5 days, but I will be streaming every day next week. That's something that as we gear up, getting closer to the playoffs, March Madness, shit like that. And I'll have a bigger vested interest in March Madness this year with the Mavericks being terrible and potentially having a high draft pick. And this being such a great, rookie draft class, so many great freshmen that I will, monitor the situation a little bit more. How about that? So we have a lot to talk about. Slightly lying. No, I'm not lying right now. It might not happen, but that doesn't mean I'm lying. What is that? It might not happen. If you follow this channel for any extended period of time, you know that this very likely could not happen, but it doesn't mean I'm lying because as of the time right now, I do mean it.
Good intentions aren't lying.
That's right. That is right. That's just, I as of right now, I'm not lying. Like if I were like, I'm not fucking streaming every day next week. I'm just saying that shit right now. That would be me lying. As of right now, I do want to stream every day next week, okay? Okay, great. What else? Do we get into the Epstein stuff or do we go to the Olympics?
I think you're yearning for the Epstein stuff, but we could probably touch on the Olympics.
The Epstein stuff is the lead. We don't need to bury the lead. The Olympics ended. Yeah, I guess in my brain, I was probably a little bit more excited about the Winter Olympics than I ended up actually being. It just was more background sound than anything else. I still am just so infatuated with some of the events that take place. The huge, ginormous ski jump where they're jumping a mile into the air makes no sense to me. How do people not regularly die from that? Thank God they don't. But I mean, how do people not regularly die from that? The luge, the two-man luge. How on earth do you even approach somebody to do that? Right? Like, listen, man, you go really fast down that fucking slope. But what if I just laid directly on top of you? Directly on top of you. How does that conversation even happen? I don't know. And yeah, I mean, the other one where they're going downhill and there's like it's like hilly and they're just
ski slalom.
Yeah, I mean that one is nuts. I mean, how are their knees okay? I don't understand that. The Winter Olympics are far more extreme than the Summer Olympics. So I did have it as nice little background fodder. Blockbuster ratings start to vindicate NBC's 7.75. Whoa, they spent nearly $8 billion on the Olympics. Okay, through 2032. So that's a handful of Olympic games. So I guess that makes some sense. But yeah, they do well. I mean, I'm always a little bit surprised as to the buzz surrounding the Olympics. Like, it feels like people are bought in. People like it. You know, the figure skating's always. Where does that rank? Where does figure skating rank in terms of Olympic games? Because I feel like it's high.
Dude, so high. The female in the house.
Yes.
That's turn it on and leave it on.
Is that where do you think that compares to? I'm sure there's ratings numbers that can back this up, but the gymnastics in the summer games.
Ooh, that's a great question. I wonder. I bet figure skating's more.
You think so?
I think.
I don't know.
The dancing and the whimsy, I think is I don't know, and the outfits. They're not really doing the outfits.
The gymnasts, I guess, the Alyssa girl has become this huge, mega icon already. Like she's already over 3 million followers. But I feel like the gymnasts are like become actual staples in our lives after the Olympics. Like Simone Biles is like almost like a household name, right? Like when she's on TV, it's like, oh, there's Simone Biles. Versus like, I don't know. We'll see. I couldn't name another figure skater outside of, whoever was the girl who broke the other girl's kneecap.
You're doing great.
Yeah.
Tanya Harding.
Yes.
Michelle Kwan.
I feel like gymnastics is probably a little bit more popular, would be my just initial read and guess. But yeah, I mean, the figure skating always does, gangbusters. People love it. People do really buy into the hockey, which is funny because it's like, you know what? I don't watch any regular season hockey, but playoffs are great. Like, it is a fantastic viewing experience. And everyone watches the Olympics and is like, fuck yeah. This was awesome. This was sick. And then everyone's like, all right, well, I'll see you guys in 4 years when we come back to watching hockey again. It feels like, and maybe it's just because I'm on the outside looking in, rarely ever is there, and maybe this speaks to American like interest in sports, because rarely ever does that lead to people really buying in to the NHL afterwards. And it's the same thing can be said for like soccer. So the World Cup is in a few months. It's going to be, it's going to be incredible. People are going to be, obviously America's hosting it, so that adds into it. But everyone, for 2 or 3 months, everyone's like, dude, we need, like, soccer's great. We need to get into it more. I love it. This is so much fun. And they'd be like, all right, see you guys in 4 years. Like, I don't give a fuck anymore, right? Like, you're going to go to the FC Dallas games. It's right down the street. You're going to go to more FC Dallas games? Come on. I'm a little late to the party. Did you touch on the data baller update? Are you guys interested in that? Are you guys interested in the chat, interested in talking about the data baller update? Okay. Any of you advanced stat nerds out there? Yeah, I mean, it's pretty cool. I will say one of the things, and maybe I'm just a stupid idiot, and I just don't really, like this wingspan feature. What really am I supposed to do with this information? Right? Like, okay, Victor Wembanyama has an 8-foot wingspan. Does that need to be like in a graph? Have we reached a point where like everything is in a graph now, in a chart? I guess you can compare wingspans, right? Like that's part of the point. That's part of the things here. Here you go. Okay. Okay. Cool.
Ooh.
Yeah. I do like Data Baller, so shout out to them. But yeah. I saw you could visually overlay them. Yeah, okay, that's pretty cool. Oh, I'm seeing it over here off to the side. That's interesting. That's definitely interesting. But yeah, 2024 Paris Summer Games are up 82% from 2021 in Tokyo. God, everything post-COVID, nobody watched. What were people doing? Ratings were so bad for everything in COVID and the immediate follow-up to COVID. Like, what were we doing? I don't even remember. In my mind, like, everybody would be sitting down and watching sports because what the fuck else are you supposed to do? But, okay. Like, I'm trying to remember what I was doing.
Yeah, but I think they maybe had that thing where it wasn't as accessible and it was only on over the air, and like it felt like it was much more accessible this year, but that could just be me.
Yeah. I feel like something like the Olympics would have been better in the 80s or something, when you could turn on the TV at 7 o'clock and not know the results. It seems like it's impossible now to have an event that happened at like 5 a.m. and then you watch it, 12 hours later and you don't know the results. Like if you cared enough, you would definitely know. So interesting. I have to say that obviously the big talking point from this ended up being the gold medal game, which was awesome. By the way, NBA, please take notes, because NHL has changed this and they just do this for all international hockey now too. The 3-on-3 overtime is great. Now, I've seen some hockey heads hate it. But as a viewer, like they hate it because they feel like it's just kind of fluky. That was sort of the takeaway, was that it was a little bit fluky and like you can win and not really deserve a win. But
3-on-3 for the whole, like for the gold medal game, that's the only thing I took umbrage with. Like, man, for gold, they should compete at 5-on-5 and overtime. But other than that, the rest of the tournament, overtime, 3-on-3, I think is fine. Perfect.
Yeah, I mean, as a complete and total casual, I like that it feels like a goal is going to happen sooner rather than later. Like, I like that when sometimes these games can go on forever and it's like 5-on-5, you can sense it during the game too, that this is going to take forever for a goal to go in. I guess part of the appeal of hockey is you never know, right? Like you can get a lucky bounce at any given moment. But 3-on-3 is like, it feels like a goal is going to happen in the next 2 minutes. I need to be making sure I'm like completely and totally tuned in. So I do kind of like it as a casual. But take notes, man. A lot of these leagues are doing all of these in-game things to fix their product and try to make their product better. NBA, take some notes, man, for all the gimmicky ass shit that's been implemented in the league in terms of like the tournaments and the lotteries and all of this stuff. When was the last time we've gotten like a big time in-game change? I'm trying to think. The take foul and the shot clock changing to 14 seconds on an offensive rebound. Am I missing like a big time like actual game change that they've had in recent years? I am a proponent of elam ending. I wouldn't mind them like testing it out in overtime at the very least. Just something to see how it goes. I will say, I love the gold medal game. I support my hockey brethren, right? I support them. I'm here for them. Grow the league. Make it better. It's hard for me to go on to Twitter following a hockey event because I don't know what it is. I don't know the infatuation with it. It's always like, yep, and this is why the NBA is soft and full of pussies. It's like, okay, man, chill out. And part of my problem here is like there was this tweet that someone tweeted out, and it's from like a smaller account. And usually I wouldn't even like shit on these guys. This has 56,000 likes, and it's like the difference, watch this, and you know the difference between the NHL and the NBA. And it's these NHL guys getting their shit rocked and still playing. Like, they're tough. They're absolutely tough, right? This guy's the guy who scored the goal, knocked a tooth out. I will say, like, I've seen NBA players lose a tooth and still play a game, right? Derek White had that happen recently. So, okay, well, it is what it is. But my thing is it's like, okay, cool. Then why, whenever I click on your profile, everything you tweet about is NBA? Then go fucking watch the NHL, dude. Am I tripping? This is the only... Dude, maybe you should tweet about the NHL because that was your only NHL tweet and has 56,000 likes. Like, maybe that should be a career shift. Every other tweet is NBA related. I'm trying to tell you guys, but basically a point I'm trying to make here, this is, I feel like, almost exclusive to the NBA sphere. That you have people who are NBA people, they tweet about the NBA, they're NBA fans, right? And they're just like, yep, and this is why the NHL is way better than the NBA. This is why there's a big difference between the NHL and the NBA. It's like, okay, dude, then go watch that. I don't understand it. You never tweet about it. You never post it. Go watch it. If it's that better. It infuriates me. It infuriates me because the NBA is the only thing where this is like everyone just openly talks about how shitty it is all the time. I don't fucking get it. Why is that the case?
But everyone's talking about it. Yeah.
A lot of people just want to feel vindicated for their weird takes. Yeah, and then, so not to be that one woke friend, but one problem with the Olympics this year for me, and this is just a Twitter thing. Like, I feel like if you're not online at all, you can enjoy all of this shit with no strings attached whatsoever. But it's hard to hell yeah, USA won. It was a great game. They beat Canada. It's funny. It's great. We beat Canada at their own sport. Hilarious. First gold medal in hockey in 40 years. Like, let's go. It was incredible. Absolutely awesome. I mean, I'm sorry. I know for a fact I was not the only one who saw the video of Cash Patel and was being like, ugh, gross. Why the fuck was he in the locker room, dude? Is this not so incredibly bizarre? Why is the director of the FBI in the locker room, man? I got the phone call with the president, right? Like, that one to me, and I know the joke about the women's team, that's just Trump being a fucking, piece of shit, right? Like, that's nothing outside of the ordinary. And if you were to poll all of these hockey guys on who they supported, then I'm sure you'd probably be a little disgusted. But you're on the phone, like, you're enjoying it. You've had a couple beers already. Like, I'm not going to get mad at these guys for that. Why is he in the locker room? I, for the life of me, do not understand why the head of the FBI is in there. I mean, and I've had to come to grips with the fact that if the Mavericks were to miraculously win a finals in the coming years, that Miriam Adelson will be a part of the parade and the celebrations, and that makes me sick because I don't want her to be able to parade or celebrate anything. But like Kash Patel, I don't understand this. Why was he there? And I love that there was like, well, he was there on business, actually. Like, he didn't go for the game. He just you just so happened to be in Milan. Just coincidentally, the same day as the gold medal hockey game. You're a big hockey fan. You are like a self-admitted giant hockey fan. And you just so happen to be there, touring Milan's local police departments? Why? We don't, dude, there's like a missing 86-year-old woman that like everyone is still freaking out about. Right? Like, dude, don't you need to like start arresting some of these pedophiles in the Epstein thing? Like, why are you there? I don't understand. Oh my God. Do you feel better now that you got your jab at Trump in? Hell yeah. No, I just don't get like, why on earth is Kash Patel I'm just like, what? What is even that conversation? Like, hey guys, congratulations on the gold medal. And here to celebrate with you, FBI Director Kash Patel. What? Fucking insane.
I mean, he looked like he was working to me, my one woke friend.
No, he's going for it. Like, he's not just like, hey, congrats guys. He's I'm sorry. This is just hilarious to me. This is the director of the FBI. It's just hilarious to me, man. Why is he in there? Oh man, what if Canada won? Yeah, I don't know. Would we be in an active campaign with Canada right now? Like, would we have sent tanks over the border immediately? Yeah, I don't know. It's 100% possible.
Everything is politics now.
Yeah, it is. I mean, and I've seen that. It's like, dude, the Olympics have always, like, when you're having countries going up, it is, like, inherently political.
True, yeah.
It really is. Like, that's just it. And it sucks for these athletes, who I'm sure most of these guys don't give a fuck. But it's like, you now have this spotlight on you. I really feel bad for the figure skater girl, because they're saying some wild shit. And she's now, like, become, hilariously enough, like, this icon amongst a certain group of people that... I don't really get. Seems like she's just like so inherently different. Thought y'all were all about no kings, how you act like a king. What? Let's get to, while we're here in this realm of the world, I cannot believe this is not something that's being talked about more, because this is fucking hilarious and absolutely insane. Jeffrey Epstein had a sports blog. Jeffrey Epstein had a sports blog that existed in the early 2010s.
Excuse me, what?
And not only that, was regularly posting about the Dallas Mavericks. Okay. And was gassing up the Dallas Mavericks months before they won the NBA Finals. So he was a little bit ahead of his time. Props to him. And this website that exists right now that you can click on, from what I understand, this is, I don't know if it's fake or if it's just somebody archiving the old website. But it is something that exists. And I tweeted about it, and then there's people who are like, no, this isn't real. This is fake. Somebody made this. It is real because there is a archive of it from 2010. Like, this is a Wayback Machine snapshot of the account from December 7th, 2010. Jeffrey Epstein Sports. Oh, my God. And the articles are funny because it's like, yeah, as far as Jeffrey Epstein is concerned, he personified everything old school. Don Meredith, Jeffrey Epstein. As far as Jeffrey Epstein is concerned, he personified everything old school. Big Stein, low-key new ball. Damn, Jeffrey Epstein, ball knower, early. It's crazy to think about, like, almost certainly you probably were getting into Twitter arguments in the early 2010s with Jeffrey Epstein. Like, he probably had a burner account where he was arguing, LeBron James will never win a ring. He's soft. He's a pussy. And yeah.
Did you predict the 3-point would be the future of NBA basketball? He was big on Steph Curry, right, in 2010?
Let's see what the heck is going on. He was kind of early on the Heat being bad in 2011, and they made the finals, but he was kind of early on that. His preseason prediction was Celtics and Lakers in the finals. So he was wrong about that one because that was obviously the year the Mavs won. Lakers have lost 4 straight. San Antonio can't lose. Celtics' best quarter is turning out to be the third quarter. Utah's on a roll. I mean, we predicted that he would suck, and so far, they sure do. So, to me, I'm reading this, and I'm not going to lie to you, man. I'm kind of getting like a Grantland, page 2, Bill Simmons vibe from this type of writing. Like, I think there's a world where Jeffrey Epstein is hosting a Ringer podcast if he's not, like, sex trafficking children. And that would obviously be a much better world for everybody, where he's just, like, going out live every Sunday night with Bill Simmons.
I'm sure he loves that affiliation.
Yeah.
Out of nowhere.
Well, okay, I was researching this because, like, while this is hilarious, and this is a real website, like I'm telling you, this is a archive from December 7th, 2010. So I've seen some people say, oh, well, this is a fake website. Like, the domain got registered a few months ago. This was, like, bought in 2011. But from 2010, this is real. This was on the internet in 2010. And beyond that, there was his PR team, like, openly discussed this website. Here it is right here. So, additionally, we have been building for a while a pseudo Jeffrey Epstein site on sports, jeffreyepsteinsports.com. Which is placing very well on Google front page. No need to make any English changes there, as this is whatever, blah, blah, blah. They do not appear and should not be connected at all. For the rest of the world, it's just another Jeffrey Epstein who mouths off about various issues in sports. So this is not, like, they're not even trying to pretend this was big Jeffrey Epstein that was writing these. But this is a very real website that existed. And the whole sole purpose of it was so when you Google search Jeffrey Epstein's name in 2010, instead of sex, pest, crimes popping up, because I believe it was the year before he got, arrested and charged with sex trafficking or trafficking a minor. They did this as an effort to change up the Google stuff. So, just fucking hilarious that this website exists.
You're talking about Jeff, the sports blog guy?
Jeff Epstein, the sports blogger? The Ringer podcaster? Rondo's on a mission. Big Rondo guy early. But basically, when I made the Bill Simmons joke, part of why I was making that wasn't like I didn't want to lump Bill Simmons in, but it had me thinking because, reading into like this PR statement that they did, basically what they were doing was rewriting old, like, sports blogs. Like, this is like they outsource this to the Philippines, I think is what they said. We have a whole team who works in the Philippines who do just this. And it's laborious work. That is how Google ranks. So they're literally just like copy and pasting sports blogs and then rewriting it is kind of what I gathered. And I'm not going to lie. I was reading through these articles. LeBron James hater, okay? Boston Celtics fan, Patriots fan. I was like, dude, they might be copy and pasting Bill Simmons blogs. Like that, I was trying to go back and look at old Bill Simmons, big Rajon Rondo supporter. I was trying to go back and look at old Bill Simmons posts and be like, dude, is it possible? Can I find a real connection here that is tangible? Because that would be one of the funniest things if Jeffrey Epstein's PR team in 2010 was rewriting Bill Simmons posts to save Jeffrey Epstein's Google searches. Oh my God!
I'm glad you uncovered this because it was the Rondo stuff for me that I think it's time to hold these people accountable.
Yeah, for sure. Thank God he's gone. We can't stand for Rondo propaganda. That was his biggest crime, actually. Funny enough, that was his biggest crime. But he did support the Mavericks, so I'm kind of like, I'm kind of a little like torn here on what to think about this. Random observations about coaches seems they make a difference. Dude, Bill Simmons would have wrote that in 2010. Straight up. I'm so intrigued by this. I would love to find some connection. Like, this was posted on November 26, 2010. Was there a Bill Simmons post from around this time that was very similar to this? New England has gone up. Dude, this reads exactly like Bill Simmons. Oh, fantastic stuff. Absolutely fantastic. I'm so, like, this is so funny to me. And by the way, this is just a lesson on the internet. I worked in SEO stuff immediately following college. This is 100% a real thing. Like some blogs or websites that you're reading are completely and totally fabricated and made up specifically to help with SEO stuff. Like nobody there is like even cares about sports or whatever it is that they're writing about. It is specifically there for the sole purpose of advertising something. So there you go.
Are you about to get into click-through talk?
Yeah. He will be lucky to win 60. Dude, the Lakers are every bit as good as their offseason moves have lived up to the potential. Wow, man.
Yeah, what are the Bynum takes?
No Bynum takes. He was really, like 12 games into the NBA season, man. He was really into it. Portland Big Curse continues. I'm wondering if in a different timeline we could have had the Big E podcast. Yeah. I'm wondering if he knew this, like, his PR team made this website.
Was it mainly NBA?
No, there was a good amount of NFL stuff, but at least just from what I've seen here. But yeah, I'm surprised this story didn't like take off a little bit more than it did, because it is really funny. Just really funny that a Jeffrey Epstein sports website existed. All right. That's so funny to me. Oh, by the way, I posted an Instagram reel, which I'm doing now, by the way, guys. Are you proud of me? Like, I feel, well, Instagram reels are a little, are Instagram reels a little, what's the word I'm looking for? Unky? Is that even a cool thing to do, Instagram reels nowadays? Anyways, I posted an Instagram reel about LaMelo Ball. Dude, that shit has 8 million views. Keep doing the Instagram reels? No, I'm going to. Instagram reels are a cheat code. That thing has 8 million views, like 600,000 likes or something like that. And it on TikTok, it has like 800,000 likes or some shit. Just insane. I seen you go viral on a subreddit for Charlotte. Oh, hell yeah. My girlfriend found you on Instagram Reels. Yeah, I mean, like, I will say this. You know, back in 2014, if I posted something on the internet that got 8 million, 9 million views, I would have been on Ellen DeGeneres. Tomorrow I would have been flown out to LA and got on the Ellen DeGeneres show. Now, nothing, like, I'm going to be honest with you guys, full transparency, probably like 10 million views across all of the social media platforms. I don't really think anything like, I don't think there was a substantial change in anything. I don't even think Instagram pays. Am I frozen? I don't even think Instagram pays for views the same way like TikTok does. Uh-oh. Are we frozen? Can you guys hear me?
We can hear you.
But just
the screen's frozen. Keep doing your thing.
Screen's frozen? Okay.
Doing your thing.
Screen's frozen? Oh, there we go. Hello. Could have been Alex from Target. Yes, I could have been the damn Daniel guy. Like, that could have been me in 2014. Paul with the $2. Ellen would have been mean to you. She was mean. So I tweeted something. I forgot. Ellen had some things come out about her, didn't she? What was her thing? I know that Ellen, like, obviously was, you always kind of saw through the Ellen facade. But what was her thing recently that she got into some shit for? I remember it being absolutely insane. Mean to staff? I thought it was worse than that. Oh, abuse her staff? Oh, okay. That obviously is bad, and I would never support that in a million years. I thought it was worse. Thank God I didn't say anything, because I would have just opened myself up to being legally liable for what I'm not going to lie. I thought it was like a cannibal thing. I have no clue why. I thought that there was some type of that allegation going on.
Cannibal thing.
Yeah, I don't know why I thought that. I thought there was some like, yeah, she ate children.
This is the implication show, I guess.
Yeah.
We're throwing Bill Simmons out there. Let's get Ellen as a cannibal. Whoa.
Oh man. Okay. My bad, Ellen. My bad. I'm happy to come on whatever show you have now to promote. But yeah, no, I barely have noticed anything. I guess I've gotten some followers. But really, you would think like, okay, 10 million views on something. Boom. We're locked in and loaded. Like this is not really. It's just kind of interesting how that stuff works with those algorithms. Now, I guess if it was like 10 million views on like a YouTube video, it's a completely different thing. But yeah.
Where do you hold your exposure bucks?
Yeah, exactly. I got them invested right now in crypto. So we'll see. She got called out by Dakota Johnson. Oh yeah, I saw all of that. Okay, like this makes me feel a little bit better because in my mind the Ellen stuff was way worse. So her mistreating staff, obviously bad. Get her out of here. Bad boss. Boo. Right? Like obviously when our Vanguard party takes over the United States, like we're gonna get those people out of here in a heartbeat. But I thought it was way worse. So that's good. That's good. I had a random reel of a walk on the beach get 2 million views on Insta, and I only have 120 followers. Yeah, the algorithm with that stuff is just insane. I mean, there's like having followers does not seem to matter much at all in the new era of social media. Like, it just really doesn't mean much. Ellen was basically Terrence Fletcher from Whiplash. Really? It was that bad? That's a great movie, by the way. Paul with the $2. Army Hammer was a cannibal thing. And that one, so I hadn't like fully gotten into that. That one was like really bizarre, right? That one was like, did I get scammed from my membership message? Oh shit, I didn't hear. I'll pull it up. My bad. It's kind of hard because the thing I'm looking at is different than the thing that I usually do. Oh, there's a bunch of these. Hold on, let me read them. Lil Nesso, 13 months. 13 months, so I get a badge? Free tour of Haymaker? Yeah, for sure. You come in. The door's unlocked. You just come in whenever, really. Just Bryce, 8 months. W. Chitley, okay, thank you for 8 months. B-Dot, 39 months. Streaming every day, huh? Interesting. Eye emoji. Oh, hell yeah. And then Connor, 26 months. Haymaker staff shaking in fear of slightly. Yeah. They just got emboldened and empowered. They're like, really? They got Ellis out of here? Ellen DeGeneres out of here? Fuck. Now's our chance. But fortunately, they're like, they're chained to the wall, so they can't really like move. So 10 out of 10 movie. Yeah. That I gave it I think 4.5, but it was a great movie. Absolutely fantastic movie. And every now and then you'll see on Twitter just some psychopath being like, Fletcher from like Terrence Fletcher from Whiplash was kind of misunderstood. It's like, no, I think you're a psychopath. That's it though, really. One time I saw a tweet about what the fuck was the show where they played basketball and the one guy got drafted by the Charlotte Hornets but then tore his knee out or some shit. What was that? What was the name of that show? No, not Space Jam. Where the guy had a psychopath dad that like shot and killed people. Spoiler alert. Not Dawson's Creek, right? No. Either way.
Dexter.
No, not Dexter. Fuck. Anyways, it's neither here nor there, really. Last night, finally, 48 minutes into the show, NBA talk. I'm just not like, I'm really geared up for the playoffs. I got to be real with you guys. But Pistons and Spurs was a great matchup. The Spurs kind of won in a way that I thought was kind of telling. Like,
there's not many guys that make
hell? ESPN, man, the autoplay highlight videos has to stop. Has to stop. But the Spurs win 114-103. The reason why I'm talking about this game is, there is a possibility this is a finals matchup. This is the number 1 seed in the East. Could be the number 1 seed in the West, in the Spurs. And really kind of showcased, I think, a couple of, and it's weird to say this in a game like the Spurs one, but both teams kind of had some of their weaknesses exposed in this game in some ways. Like, I thought in some instances of this game, Jalen Duren had his way with Wemby in a way where I was like, interesting. right? Like the physicality of the Pistons at times felt like it really got to the Spurs, who had like really long scoreless stretches throughout the course of this game, where I just kind of, it made me feel like, on one end of the spectrum, I'm like, yes, I do think the Spurs could win 4 straight series. I do think that. I think there's an outside chance they can win the finals this year. Even though it is incredibly rare, almost always a team has to lose, make a deep playoff run and lose at least once before they're able to put it all together and win. We've seen this with we've seen this with every team that's won, right? With a few small exceptions here and there, and usually those exceptions are like the Lakers in 2020, LeBron James, like he's obviously been there and won. So they are all like, they're very green. I do worry about like the part of the reason why I do think they could potentially do that is I really do think Wemby is on a different planet than people even think he is. Like, I think he's way closer to being the 3rd best player in the league, if he isn't already, than people are giving him credit for. And I know, like, he'll have games like last night where, yeah, he's 6 of 16, and he'll have games where offensively it's, kind of ugly to watch and stuff like that. Defensively, man, there is not somebody who's even remotely close to him. I seriously, there's not somebody who's even remotely close to him. And it leads to these things in these games against teams where, like, the Pistons, obviously they're fantastic. They're great. I really wish, God, if they got Kawhi Leonard, I was banging that drum for so long, but if they somehow managed to do that. But the thing with the Pistons, like, these scoring ruts that they can go on, Cade was obviously horribly inefficient last night, but who else is going to step up to the plate offensively for them? If Cade is struggling, or if teams are game planning Cade out, or if just, Cade's on the bench, you need a scoring, One Tree Hill is the name of the show. You need a scoring punch, right? They don't really have that, and it scares me for them. Even though I'm looking around at the East, and I am kind of like, man, who the East feels so wide open. These teams all have horribly big flaws, in my opinion. And I don't know. I'm kind of starting to come around to the Cavs in the East. I'm actually interested to hear who y'all think is going to come out of that conference. It'll be really interesting playoffs. But yeah, I mean, what I'm trying to say about Wemby here is you'll have these stretches in these games where Wemby already is such a menacing presence down low defensively. If you give him even like a reason or an excuse to help off, right? If you give him somebody that you can put him on and just tell Wemby to roam around, you're really fucked. Like, the court's already kind of shrunk when Wemby's out there. And when you got like an Asar Thompson out there who got benched for most of the second half of this game, it shrinks it even further. And so I do feel like in the playoffs, this Spurs defense is going to be so hard to score against. And if you have a weak spot offensively, which a lot of these teams do, right? If you have a weak spot offensively, it might be really, really difficult for them, for you. So even though the Spurs are very green, I think I feel more confident in them than I do like other young teams. Like the Rockets last year. That was like, yes, they're going to lose. Like this is how it goes. These young teams are going to lose, right? If Harden can kill the offs, they are a problem. Yeah, I mean, wouldn't that be so interesting? Huh? What would that do for Harden's career? If, like, traded midseason kind of out of nowhere to the Cavs. Like, if you were to tell people before the season started, hey, James Harden gets traded at the deadline to the Cavs, everyone would be like, what the fuck? But traded midseason to the Cavs. Shams, is this worth our time? What is Shams posting on February 24th that's worth our time? Utah Jazz, Vince Williams Jr., season-ending torn left ACL. Yeah, that's unfortunate. I don't know. Hold on. Let me pull up this play because I'm actually interested to hear if y'all think this is dirty or not. I don't think it is. I think it's like an unfortunate. Tari Eason kind of like bumped him off ball and kind of feel, and I feel bad even saying this right now because the guy just tore his ACL, but kind of felt a little bit like a flop in some ways, or at least like trying to sell this contact here by Tari Eason away from the play. that then led to him tearing his ACL. Ooh, God, that looks so gnarly. Jeez. That play's unfortunate. Yeah, I mean, it's a little dirty right here for sure. Why is Tari Eason like bumping him like that? I think it's a mixture of that and, kind of like selling it a little bit, and then that leading to you landing really weirdly on your foot. Oh, God. Pussy Liquor with the $1.99. Thanks for the fallback, GOAT. Who's your dream guest on Haymaker? Dirk. Dirk's my dream anything. I'm sure he wasn't going for the ACL, but it's a little bit suspect. Probably just being a little too physical when he didn't need to be. Yeah, I mean, I feel like something like this happens a lot, and it doesn't really turn into a torn ACL. Just kind of unfortunate. But that sucks for Vince Williams Jr. I mean, that really does. Especially at this stage, February 24th, right? Like, we'll miss a good chunk of next year, if not all of it. And also, he's like one of these kind of fringe NBA rotation guys where it's like, an injury like this for one of these dudes is like career altering, obviously. So that really does suck. And I've seen a lot of discourse about this, whether or not it was dirty or not. It's Tari Eason doing Tari Eason stuff, right? Being a little physical.
Still a little bit of a chuck there by Tari Eason.
God, that's gnarly, dude. Oh, God. Yeah. Y'all remember when Slightly used to go live during Mavs games? Yeah, unfortunately, I remember that. Horrible times. Trying to decide if I want to go live. I just don't enjoy it. It's not fun. I don't think it's good content, really, to be honest with you. I'm just, like, boringly watching the game. Like, I'm just bored as fuck. Like, that's not fun for any. I'm just bored as shit watching these games, man. I don't care about them. Like, I'm sorry, I don't. It sucks that I say that, but I want them to lose. Like, it's better for them long term. If Coop's not playing, I'm really not that overly invested. And part of that is because as a fan, I recognize that, yeah, a lot of these guys might be gone next year. So, go live for other big games, not Mavs. Yeah, we'll probably start doing that soon. I don't know when Coop's coming back. I really don't know. Who the hell knows? Who actually knows of this team? Right? Yeah, Nurkic is getting season-ending surgery on his nose. So they're fixing his sleep apnea, which is, I mean, they're just doing like, what's next? What's next, huh? The Indiana Pacers are shutting down Pascal Siakam. He's getting a facelift. He's doing like a Botox thing. He's always kind of wanted it. Like we're just gonna let him get it now. He's out for the rest of the year. It's like what? Like that's a cosmetic surgery. So yeah, we're just doing it now. Oh, that actually reminds me. Rick Carlisle was not happy. Not abnormal at all. But
what?
Yeah, can you believe it? How the fuck do you spell Carlisle? Never mind. I got it. That's one of those weird words, man. Rick Carlisle today on Pacers $100,000 fine for violating the player participation policy. So this is kind of why I'm also against a tanking committee, right? Stuff like this. During the interview with the NBA, they also asked if we considered medicating Aaron Nesmith to play in a game when we were 30 games under 500. Carlisle said that Nesmith could not hold on to a basketball, but the NBA unilaterally decided he should have played in the game in question without talking to Nesmith or Pacers doctors. So this is like when we talk about there needs to be a committee that looks at these teams and decides, all right, you were purposely taking that game. We're taking away lottery odds. We're getting rid of a lottery, a ping pong ball, whatever the case may be. You're going to have stuff like this, and people are going to be pissed. Like, it's completely different. It's just crazy, the amount of money floating in the NBA. Because it's different when it's a $100,000 fine, and teams can just eat that like it's nothing, whatever, who cares? But if you start doing the tank committee, and you're all of a sudden like, they could have injected heroin into Aaron Nesmith, and he could have gone out there and played in this game, then that's when you're going to start to run into some problems, right? That's when you're going to start to run into some problems. You see the Mavs are going to let Middleton aside. Yeah, that was another thing, too. The Mavs are I'm surprised this didn't happen sooner, or didn't come out sooner. I thought Underdog might have tweeted it. But, yeah, that the Mavs are going to let Chris Middleton sort of decide whether or not he wants to stay on the team, which is, nice, a good gesture. We'll see. If I were him, like, why the fuck would I want to stay, right? Like, I guess maybe it's one of those, like, I'll play big minutes here, and that's really all I care about right now. And maybe in his eyes, in his agent's eyes, like, maybe it's one of those things where it makes more sense to try and, like, build up your, like, showcase over these last 30 games at a bigger role than you'll have anywhere else. Like, oh, shit, Chris Middleton can still play for real. And maybe that influences and impacts your the contract that you get, or the teams that are interested in you in the summer. Or maybe you just shown already that, like, hey, I can still contribute to winning. And the team out there is like, all right, cool, we're making a playoff push. We want you on the team. So I think it's March 1st is when they have to decide on this. And there are a handful of teams, since he was making over $30 million, I think, or he is making over $30 million. There are, the second apron teams can't pay him? Is it both the second apron and first apron, or just second apron? I don't know. I don't know off the top of my head the rule on that, but yeah. If I were him, I'd want out. I've seen people be like, oh man, bring Chris Middleton back. It's like, why would he want to come back? I don't bring Chris back. It's like, why? Why would he want to come back here? This team will not be good next year. Almost certainly they won't be good next year. Like, I guess if he wants to stay here for whatever reason and come off the bench, like, okay, cool. Like, more power to you. But I'm sure there are contending teams that would like to have him as, like, a scorer off the bench. And that is just makes way more sense. I mentioned this on Locked On, but for the Mavs, man, that Bagley thing, unless Bagley gets a stupid contract from somebody in the summer, fine, best of luck to you. If Bagley is let go and he signs for next to nothing somewhere else next year, I'm not going to be pleased. And I'm going to be worried. Okay? The reality is, like, Bagley's probably arguably having a better season than Daniel Gafford, just straight up from opening night to now. And as a Mavs team, like, it just makes more sense. It makes more sense to trade a guy like Gafford versus paying him $20 million a year to be a backup center for you on a team that's probably not going to be very good, and a team that's not really built to maximize him. So I would trading Gafford, I thought, and I hate doing this because I like Gafford. I like the dude. He seems like a really nice guy, good player, was fantastic, right, for the Mavs whenever they made their finals run. It was really good for them that year, that season. But, like, it was really good in that stretch last year too. But, yeah, I mean, I thought trading him at the deadline was number one priority. Wait, the Mavs really don't have his bird rights? Interesting. Paul at the $2. Bags is a good player for a good value keeper. Yeah, for sure. Wait, the Mavs don't have... Wait, why does Bagley not have bird rights? Did he only sign a one-year deal? Lively, Bagley, Cisse, Powell should be the centers on the roster? Yeah. Okay. All right. I mean, I can't imagine Bagley's costing that much. I'd happily give $5 million a year or whatever to Bagley. If that's what his market is, I would easily, 1,000,000% do that. 1,000,000% I would do that. That's what a smart front office would do. Let's see. It's going to tell us a lot. If they bring back Bagley, or they let Bagley go and they bring back Tyus Jones, $8 million a year, that would be fucking sickening and horrifying. Horrifying. Okay? Terrifying. All right, I think that's all I got for today. It's a great sports stretch, isn't it? Is this like one of the best sports stretches in a long time? You have the Winter Olympics. World Baseball Classic starts next week. You guys in on that? Then that leads us right into March Madness, which then leads us right into the NBA playoffs, which then leads us right into the World Cup, which then kind of leads you right into the NFL season. Like, man, we are eating good. Will any of our teams win any of these things? Fuck no. I guess USA might win World Baseball Classic, huh? But will the Mavs? No. Will Texas Tech? No, unfortunately not with JT Toppin's injury. Will the United States win the World Cup? Hell no.
Dude, and it kicked off with the NBA All-Star game.
That's true.
I
Yeah,
mean,
the NBA
dude.
All-Star game, NBA trade deadline, nothing happened. NBA All-Star game, no one watched. And then boom.
A
Winter-
riveting Super Bowl.
Yeah, Super Bowl, couldn't even tell you what happened in that game. That was one of the least memorable Super Bowls of all time. Do you remember anything from that game besides Bad Bunny? I don't. And catching some fish and drinking some beer and driving a truck. That'll be my lasting memory of the 2026 Super Bowl. I just want to catch my fish. Honestly, Turning Point USA won because of that. Because, like, that's what I will think of whenever I think of the Super Bowl. I just want to catch my fish, drive my truck.
I'm not even sure what you're talking about with the Bad Bunny thing.
Yeah, true. If we weren't watching, we were watching Catch My Fish. Guys, it's not easy being country in this country nowadays. All right, thank you all for tuning in. We'll be back on Thursday. I'm supposed to have Joe Star on here. And we're just going to yap it up. So I'll see you guys on Thursday. Okay, thank you all for tuning in. I love you all so much. Hugs and kisses. Enjoy the rest of your day. Bye-bye.
Who's it gonna be? This is it! One more! Oh my God! My brain's gonna explode. My brain's gonna explode. There's something sinister afoot, absolutely.